We're going to begin the class by lying in Shavasana. So lie down with your head in this direction, with the arms a little bit away from the body, with the palms facing the sky, and the legs about shoulder width, hip width apart, and just allowing the feet just to relax and fall naturally to the sides. Ensuring the spine is straight and there's balance between the left and the right side of the body. And just take a few moments just to scan the awareness through the body and just check in with how you're feeling right at this moment. And also noticing when you do this, if there are any pain or irritation in any part of the body, just to be aware of this as we go into the class, so that if we are about to do any practices in the class that may irritate this pain or wherever it is in your body, just to be mindful to work within your body's constraints and to only, you can always modify a practice, and if something isn't right for you, you can always lie in Shavasana and visualize that practice as well. Now take a long, deep inhalation, a big, long yogic breath in. And as you exhale, release your body into the floor and allow your body just to melt into the floor. And take another long, deep inhalation. And this time, when you exhale, release any interactions that you've had today. And these could be conversations, they could be text messages, they could be online, just all interactions, let them all go. And another long, deep inhalation. And this time when you exhale, release all of the events of the day, all of the activities that you've undertaken. Let them all go. And finally, another long, deep inhalation. And this time when you exhale, release any thoughts or feelings of obligation of anything you need to do after the class. And instead, just allow yourself to be in this moment and give this time to yourself as a special gift. And now bring the awareness and move it through the body, beginning with the soles of the feet. Really gently and consciously observing how each part of the body feels as you move the awareness up through the legs, into the thighs and the buttocks, up into the hips, through the torso, right up through every vertebrae of the spine, up through the fingers and the wrists and the hands, up through the arms and into the shoulders. Bringing the awareness into the neck, into the face, and releasing any expression on the face. Bringing the awareness into the head, and now to the eyebrow center. And at this point, visualize a steady candle flame. And visualize that flame as I chant Om 3 times and the Shanti mantra to pay respect to the wisdom traditions and respect between teacher and student and teacher, so that we can all learn together. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinadvadhitamastu Ma Vidvishabahe Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. And now for our first posture for the class, bring the right knee to the chest and wrap the arms around the right knee as though you're giving it a hug. Exhale and bring the nose up towards the knee. Hold for 2 breaths and then gently inhale and release the head back to the floor. Release the arms to the floor and then bring the right leg up straight so that the sole of the foot is in line with the ceiling. And then gently move the straight leg down onto the floor. Right down to the floor. And then with the left side, bring the left knee to the chest. Hugging the left knee, bringing the nose towards the left knee as you exhale. Holding and then inhaling and gently bringing the head back to the floor and the arms to the floor, straightening the left leg and then moving the straight left leg down towards the floor. This is 1 round. Complete another 4 rounds in this way. Moving from right leg and to left. And when you've completed the practice, just lie in Shavasana for a few moments. And just observe the effects of this practice. And observe if there's any difference in feeling between the right and the left side of the body. And now we're going to do a spinal twist, which is a bit different than what we normally do. So for this one, leave the left leg straight, but bring the sole of the right foot in front of the buttock, so you're bending it, but then grab the right knee with the left arm, bring the right arm out directly at shoulder height on the floor. And so when you're holding the right knee with the left arm, left hand, bring it over towards the left side of the body and turn the head towards the right. It's a spinal twist. So the aim is to, without pushing or straining in any way, using the left hand to guide the right knee towards the floor over the left side of the body. Hold for however is comfortable and then release it, and then do the same with the left knee. So bringing the right leg straight, bringing the left foot in front of the left buttock, putting the left arm out to the side, and then grasping the left knee with the right hand and bringing the knee across the body towards the floor and turning the head to the left as you do this. Just feeling and noticing that twist across the body and in the spine. And complete another 2 rounds to each side. So it's 3 rounds in total. And allowing the body just to ease into it and release into the practice. And you'll notice with each round that the knee will move a little bit closer to the floor. When you've completed all 3 rounds, just lie in Shavasana. But take your time. Again, just observe the movement of energy around the body. And then in your own time, bring both knees to the chest and hug the arms around the knees and just roll on your back. So whatever, it could be from side to side, could be up and down the spine, it could be in a circular movement, small or larger movements, whatever works for you, just to give the spine a little massage after that practice. Just do what feels right for your body. And when you've had enough of that practice and it feels like you've loosened up the back, lie down on the front of the body. Almost, I could describe it as Superman-like or Superwoman-like, with the forehead on the floor, the legs together, and the arms above the head, just lying on the floor. Now, this is it's for to help to strengthen the back. So just be mindful if you have any back issues. Again, you might just want to visualize the practice or just move very gently into the practice. The practice involves you first with the right leg, gently raising the right leg just a little bit off the floor and raising the left arm off the floor. So it's the opposite, the leg and the opposite arm, and just hold for a few seconds and then exhale. And then complete the same practice with the left leg and the right arm, just gently off the floor. So inhale, lift the left leg and the right arm, and then release the practice. Complete 3 rounds on each side, and using your own body as a guide. So if you might want to hold longer, or it might be better for you just to raise a little bit and hold for a short amount of time, but just work within your range of movement. And when you've completed the practice again in your own time, release the arms and the legs to the floor. Then bring the arms, keeping the forehead on the floor, bring the arms behind the head, clasp the fingers together just behind the head and allowing the elbows just to rest on the floor. This is a relaxation position. So take a long, deep yogic breath and allow the body to melt into the floor. And then in your own time, come up onto all fours from Majariasana, the cat posture. So making sure that the hands are directly below the shoulders and the knees are below the hips, spine is straight and the head is in a neutral position. Inhale and raise the head towards the ceiling and arching the abdomen down towards the floor. Exhale, bring the head down in between the arms and arch the back up towards the ceiling, just like a cat. Pushing through the arms as you do that. So complete 5 rounds and try to synchronize the breath with the practice, observing the stretch in the spine and the abdomen and even in the arms. Making it a very smooth and fluid movement. And then after your 5th round, again in your own time, taking your time, come back into Shashankasana, the child posture. So bringing the buttocks back to the heels, resting the forehead on the floor if that's right for you. If you have low blood pressure, might be better for you to place your hands in fists and rest your head on your fists. Otherwise, you can also have the arms beside the head, or you can bring them down beside the legs, which is whatever feels comfortable for you. But as this is, again, a relaxation posture, just release the body into the floor and allow the body just to ease into the position. And then when it's right for you, come up into a sitting position with the legs out in front of the body to Parambhikstiti. With the arms behind the buttocks, with the fingers pointing away from the buttocks. And again, just relaxing in this position as well, and then observing all the effects of the practices so far. And we're going to do now rowing the boat. So for this practice, bring the arms to shoulder height. Inhale, bring the arms up above the head. Exhale, bring the arms down over across to the feet, like you're rowing a boat. And then inhale, bringing the arms back, taking up at the abdomen as you lean back, bringing the arms up, exhaling to the beginning. So this is one round. Complete 5 rounds in each direction. Again, aiming for a very fluid movement and trying to coordinate the breath with the movement, aiming to get that body, breath, mind connection. And on your final round, come back to the base position. Again, just taking your time and just observing the movement of energy around the body. And we'll come up to a standing position, but on the way up, we'll do a head to foot pose. So as you come up to your feet, allow the body to hang, the top half of the body to hang over the bottom half, and make sure the knees are soft. Now for this as well, you can either just allow the arms to hang. You could bring the arms behind the knees and clasp each elbow, again, just to deepen the stretch. Or you could even do that in the front as well, depending on what's right for you. But allow gravity just to do its work. And then when it's right for you, gently roll up to a standing position. And ensure that there's balance in the body, that the weight is evenly distributed on both feet and the spine is straight. And allow the arms to hang by the sides. And just ensure that you feel steady and comfortable on the floor below you. And we'll now do another spinal twist, which is Kati Chakrasana. So for this one, bring the right hand to the left shoulder and bring the left arm around behind the waist. like so, and gaze over the left shoulder. And just feel that stretch the spine. Then bring the arms out towards the side and complete the same on the other side of the body. Left hand to right shoulder, bringing the right arm behind the waist and gazing over the right shoulder. Now for this one, you can either keep up that pace or you could do it a bit more dynamically. If you're doing it more dynamically, please complete 10 rounds in total. If you prefer to do it slowly, just complete 5. Just do what's right for you and your body and how it feels in this moment. And when you've completed the practice, come back to that standing Shavasana and observe again. Just witness what's happening in your body right now as a result of the practice. And our final posture will be a balancing posture. I will demonstrate. So this one is Saral Natarajasana. But I'll show you 2 different levels of it. So depending on where you're at and how your body is today. So the first stage, what we'll do is, let me just move this. It'll just be a matter of just balancing on one leg, bringing, like almost like you're standing on a step, and bringing the arms out in front of the body. So it's probably better to bring the arms out first at shoulder height, find a point on the wall that's not moving, so then it helps you to balance, and bringing the right leg up like you're at the stand on a step. And just hold that. And then when you're ready, bring the leg down and the arms down. And then you can do the same on the left foot. The other practice is where it's similar but a bit different. But what we do for this one is you first clasp the right leg with the right hand, right foot with the right hand. So you bend the knee and bring it down next to the other knee, and then you bring, as a first stage for this one, the arm out about just above shoulder height. Then put it in a mudra if you want as well. The next stage for this is if you tilt the body forward and bring the foot away from the buttock and hold. For this, it's better then you tilt the body up, bring the arm down first, and then the foot. So complete whichever you choose, the first, second, or the third. Complete 3 rounds on each leg, aiming to hold for whatever's right for you. But if this is a new posture for you, just explore it. Just see what you can do, how it feels, if it's right for your body. You may like to even try one of each level, whatever's right for you. The most important thing is just to listen to your body, because it will tell you when something's not right. So it's better not to push through, but just ease in and explore. And when you've completed these practices, come to a sitting position, comfortable sitting position, and we'll do some pranayama breathing practices. But before we do, just ensure that, again, the spine is straight and the shoulders are back and down but relaxed, just to open the chest to make breathing much easier. And make sure the head and neck are in alignment. And just observe the natural breath of the nostrils and observe how the natural breath makes the abdomen expand and then the chest expand. And then on exhalation, the chest subsides and the abdomen subsides. And in this class, I'm going to introduce some practices we haven't done before. So the first is called Ujjayi breath. I think we may have done this one before. So for this one, it really focuses on sort of breathing, almost pretending that you're breathing through the neck. So there's a little bit of constriction at the back of the throat. They, in all the sort of teachings, they say sounds like a baby snoring or the sound of the ocean. And it's very good at relaxing the body, because I guess it almost is very similar to how we are when we breathe and we sleep. So for these, close the eyes and place the awareness at the throat and just allow the breath through the nose. Allow a little bit of constriction in the throat so that it makes a very faint, soft, almost snoring sound. And ensuring that you're breathing into the abdomen using yogic breaths. And just focusing on the practice. And we'll continue breathing in this way for a minute or so. Now release the Ujjayi breath and come back to the natural breath. And the next practice, I'll show you two variations of it, but it's a pranayama to help cool the body. And this is very relevant to me at the moment. It's very hot here, and so this can really help to cool down the body if you don't have air conditioning right away. So for this one, it's about, the first variation is, not everyone can do this, but if you can, it's about curling the tongue and breathing through the tongue. So it's like this. So you breathe through the tongue and you can feel the coolness of the air as it enters your body by doing this. And I'm not sure how long you can keep it up, but it does help to cool the body. And breathing out through the nose is probably the easiest. So in through the curled tongue and then out through the nose. And then another variation of a cooling breath, if you can't curl your tongue or you think you look a bit silly, This is another one, and where you actually breathe through your teeth. So it depends. If you have very sensitive teeth, this may not be right for you either, but it's a very similar principle. So you sort of bring your lips apart a bit so you can get the air through your teeth, and it's and again you feel that coolness of the breath as you bring it into the body. And so I don't recommend you breathe like this, for long periods, but if you're feeling very, very hot, it can really help to cool the body down just for a few moments at least. So as we're in very hot weather at the moment, these are quite helpful practices. And so when you have had enough of the cooling pranayama, come back to the natural breath. And then prepare for the practice of yoga nidra. So gently and mindfully come into shavasana. So lying in shavasana, ensuring that the spine is straight against the floor. The head and neck are in alignment, and to ensure this, you may like to tuck your chin in just a little. Ensure the arms are a little bit away from the body and that the palms are facing the sky. The legs are hip-width apart, and just relax so that the feet gently fall to the sides. And take a long, deep inhalation and just release any existing tension in the body. Take another long, deep inhalation and ensure there aren't any expressions on the face. There isn't any tension behind the eyes. Just let it all go. And observe the contact between the body and the floor and all the different points of contact. Focus on the heels on the floor, the backs of the legs on the floor, the buttocks on the floor, and the back and the floor. So the arms against the floor, the neck and the back of the head against the floor. And observe all these different points of contact so that they make one big plane of contact. It's one singular plane of contact between the body and the floor. And become aware now of sound. Listen for sounds way off in the distance, but don't try to identify the sound. Just allow the sound to wash over you. And once it does, move the awareness to the next sound. Now move the awareness to sounds just outside the room that you were in. Again, just moving the awareness from sound to sound. Now move the awareness to sounds inside the room that you are in. And now move the awareness to sounds inside the body, beginning with your heartbeat. And now move the sound awareness to the sound of the natural breath. And release the sound awareness now. And call to mind your Sankalpa or positive intention if you have one. Mentally repeat it 3 times now. And if you don't have one, leave some space because it may emerge on its own. And now listen to my instructions as we move the practice to body rotation. As I repeat the name of a body part, place your awareness there, mentally repeat the name of that part, and visualize that body part. Don't need to move it in any way. Just listen to my instructions as I move the awareness around the body. We'll begin with the right side of the body and the right hand thumb. First finger, second, third, and little finger. Palm of the right hand, back of the right hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, right side of the chest, waist, hip, thigh, knee, calf, shin, heel, ankle, sole of the right foot, top of the right foot, right big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and middle toe. And now to the left side of the body with the left hand thumb, first finger, second, third, and little finger, palm of the left hand, back of the left hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, left armpit, left side of the chest, left waist, hip, thigh, knee, shin, calf, heel, ankle, sole of the left foot, top of the left foot, left big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. And now to the back of the body with the heels, backs of the legs, the buttocks, small of the back, the middle of the back, the shoulder blades, the space between the shoulder blades, the back of the neck, the back of the head, and the crown of the head. And now round to the face with the forehead, the temples, right and left, the eyebrows, right and left, and the eyebrow center, the eyes, right and left, the cheeks, right and left, the nose, the lips, the chin, the throat, the collarbone, right and left, and the pit of the throat, the right side of the chest, the left side of the chest, and the center of the chest, the right side of the abdomen, the left side of the abdomen, and the navel, the right side of the pelvis, the left side of the pelvis, and the groin, the whole right leg, the whole left leg, and both legs together, the whole right arm, the whole left arm, and both arms together, the entire spinal column, the whole front of the body, the whole back of the body, the whole head, and the whole body. Have a sense of the whole body, all at once, the whole body. And release the body rotation now and bring the awareness back to the natural breath. The natural breath now, very subtle. Observe the rise and fall of the navel with the natural breath. And now with the natural breath, visualize the following. As you inhale, you're inhaling healing golden light. And as you exhale, you are releasing anything that does not serve you, whether it is thoughts, whether it is pain in the body, letting it all go with each exhalation. Inhaling healing light with a natural breath, exhaling all that doesn't serve you with the exhalation. And if the mind wanders, use the breath like an anchor to bring the mind back to the practice. And release the breath visualization now And instead feel the following sensations in the body. The body is feeling hotter and hotter. The body feels like it's standing next to an open fire that's filled with wood. And it's burning and crackling brightly, but it's also very, very hot. The face feels hotter. The hands are sweating because they feel so hot, and heat radiates from the abdomen throughout the body. The body's feeling hotter and hotter, like it's standing in front of a crackling open fire. Release this feeling of heat now and exchange it instead for a feeling of coldness. Body feels colder and colder. The body feels like it's inside a freezer and you are only wearing a t-shirt and shorts. The face feels colder and the nose feels colder. The hands feel cold, so cold that it's hard for you to use them properly. And the toes are freezing. The body's feeling colder and colder, like you're standing inside a freezer, wearing only a t-shirt and shorts. And release this feeling of coldness now. And replace it instead for a feeling of lightness. The body's feeling lighter and lighter. The body feels so light that it feels like it's hovering above the floor. The arms feel lighter and the legs feel lighter. The torso and the head feels lighter. The body's feeling lighter and lighter, like it can barely touch the floor. Release this feeling of lightness now, instead for a feeling of heaviness. The body feels so heavy. The body feels heavier and heavier, and it keeps pressing against the floor. The body feels like it's almost falling through the floor. It's so heavy, like it's made out of stone or concrete. The arms and the legs feel heavier, and the torso and the head feels heavier. The body's feeling heavier and heavier, and it keeps pressing against the floor that it's so heavy. And release this feeling of heaviness now. Allow the body to come back to a state of equilibrium. Release all of these sensations completely, and instead come to the space of the mind, the space behind the closed eyes. And in this space, see, imagine, visualize and create the following objects and images. A cool breeze racing through the palm trees. A cool breeze racing through palm trees. Lightning splintering the dark night sky. Lightning splintering the dark night sky. A mist as cold raindrops hit the hot road. Mist as cold raindrops hit the hot road. A red sunset. A red sunset. Diving into the cold waves on a scorching summer's day. Diving into the cold waves on a scorching summer's day. Your body lying on the floor. Your body lying on the floor. And release these visualizations now. And now call to mind your Sankalpa or positive intention if you have one. Mentally repeat it 3 times now. And if you don't have one, leave some space to allow it to emerge on its own. And notice the breath again now in the body. And notice how the breath deepens slightly. And as it does so, notice how it moves the back against the floor. Observe all the points of contact of your body and the floor. And allow the movement in the body from the breath to move the body against the floor. And notice how you're feeling throughout your body at this moment. And begin to remember the room that you were in and the details of the room, the color of your mat, what you are wearing, color of the walls and the floor. And begin to hear the sounds around you and remember the world attached to those sounds. Remember the time of day. The practice of Yoga Nidra is coming to an end. Begin to externalize gently by making small and gentle movements with the fingers and the toes. You may like to move your head side to side very gently and to move and stretch in a way that's right for you. You may like to stretch the entire body or even roll onto your right side for a few moments. But gently wake the body from the practice of Yoga Nidra. And take your time. And when you are ready, come to a sitting position, but move very slowly and gently, keeping the eyes closed or downcast, just to maintain the peaceful state you've created. And just give yourself time to adjust from the practice. And as we did in the beginning of the class, move your awareness through the body and just observing and comparing how you felt then to how you feel now. Moving the awareness beginning from the soles of the feet, into the feet, up through the legs, up through the torso, and through the fingers, and up through the hands and the arms. And then right up the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Gently moving the awareness up into the neck and into the head and the face. Now bring your awareness to the eyebrow center. At this point, visualize a steady candle flame. And together, we'll chant Om 3 times, and Om Shanti to conclude the class. Breathing in. Om. Om. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Hari Om Tat Sat.